through this intervention and through the filing of the main petition, na the Supreme Court should come in as referee. They should come in as referee to check whether there are abuses committed in the conduct of their sole exercise to impeach an impeachable officer. So we only plead and humbly beg for application of constitutional fairness and due process to be accorded not only to our beloved Vice President Inday Sara Duterte, but also to each and every individual who are or who is being subjected to any abuses of the government.
Attorney, bakit po ninyo piniling mag-file ng sarili petition ng intervention? Simpleng suporta na lamang po sa existing petition na pinal po nila Attorney Token at sa kanila Attorney Topacio.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am, sa question. No? As you have listened, as you have heard kanina, no, we came from different walks of life. So, meron dito nasa civic movement, meron dito former government official, meron dito elected officers, and kami kasi officers of the court. And I can only speak as an officer of the court, and the reason why we decided to intervene because we have 3 reasons, and I think they are clearly stated naman sa motion, but for the sake of answering your question, no? So we seek to join sa ongoing high-stake case involving the Vice President and the House of Representatives, because the issue deeply concerns us, not only because this is a political issue, but rather it is more of a legal, political, and constitutional. So from there, so I think as a citizen also, I have a direct and substantial interest to intervene, because pag pinabayaan po natin ito, imagine that wala tayong interest sa current proceedings sa nangyayari. What will happen sa constitutional design na meron tayo? What will happen sa constitutional framework na inihain ng mga framers of the Constitution? So it will be a total chaos by the government officers themselves. That is why we deemed it proper to intervene to express our deep concern regarding this ongoing grave abuse of power and exercise of arbitrary arbitrary exercise of powers.
Sir, Attorney, kung hindi po kayo papayagan na halimbawa mag-intervene ng Supreme Court, ano po kaya ang mangyayari sa inyong petition in intervention? Mawawala po ba kaya? Mawawala po ba kayo? O ano ba yung remedy nito po? Halimbawa.
Actually, ma'am, no, to be honest, it is our humble prayer that our motion be admitted. But this is up to the Honorable Supreme Court whether or not they will admit. Because that is why sa motion namin, we plead. Because under the rules, if meron naman kaming direct and substantial interest sa outcome ng case, we can intervene. But this is not actually a right or a guarantee for us to be given the right to do so. So our prayer is for the Supreme Court to admit. But if they choose not to, we respect naman the decision of the Honorable Supreme Court, as we should all do. Ma'am, to correct lang, no, kanina sa question nyo, yung motion to intervene with attached petition was filed April 8, not yesterday. Yeah, sorry for that. April 8.
Yung isa po, kahapon.
Sabay.
Sabay?
Yes, because, yes.
Okay. Noted po. Last na lang po from my end po. Paki-clarify na lang po. Paano niyo po masasagot ang argumento ng impeachment ay kapangyarihan ng Kongreso at hindi dapat pakialaman ng Korte Suprema? Thank you po.
I think, ma'am, no, a lot of us here, we have different opinions. That's why allow me first to give my humble opinion, and then I believe they also have their own. Para mas maganda, mas holistic yung dating natin. Ako, I can only speak as an officer of the court. Well, we recognize and we respect. Our utmost respect is to the House of Representatives to exercise the power to initiate impeachment proceedings. But that is not read purely as the Constitution states. We have to understand na every exercise of power every conduct of proceedings by the executive and by the legislative must always be confined within the constitutional limits. At pag sinabi natin constitutional limits, we cannot set aside the very basic and fundamental principle of procedural and substantive due process. So we do not argue whether or not the House of Representatives, through its House on Justice Committee, can exercise the impeachment power. Yes, they have, but we want to make sure through this intervention and through the filing of the main petition that the Supreme Court should come in as referee. They should come in as referee to check whether there are abuses committed in the conduct of their sole exercise to impeach an impeachable officer. So I think I have to handle this microphone also to one of the panelists.
Yeah, thank you, Attorney. Can I just express my thoughts also? Remember that Congress is composed of two houses, the lower house and the Senate. It is true that the lower house is entitled to initiate the impeachment process. But what they do now is, instead of just limiting themselves under the Constitution, as mandated by the Constitution, to examine and evaluate the evidence attached to the complaint, they usurp, quote-unquote, the function of the Senate, which is has the sole power to investigate or to stand as an impeachment court. So what we want is that kung mayroon ng sufficiency of form and substance sa lower house, iakyat na nila sa Senate. Ang ginagawa nila ngayon, nag-fishing expedition sila dahil alam nila kulang yung mga yung mga evidence attached to the complaint, which is unconstitutional, because effectively they are siding and aiding the complainants rather than standing as non-partisan and submit the same complaint to the Senate so that the Senate can act as an impeachment court. So, ito, if I may borrow the word of former Justice Ascuna, ang function ng lower house is to examine and evaluate the evidence attached to the complaint. Ang ginagawa nila, nag-issue ng mga subpoenas para mapalakas ang mga complaints at mga ebidensya labang kay VP Inday Sara Duterte. So in effect, tinutulungan nila, they are aiding, they are siding the complainant, which is unconstitutional. Yun yung dahilan namin nag-file ng intervention sa Supreme Court. At yun din, kung tinatanong mo, bakit di na lang namin suportahan yung mga na-file na petition before the Supreme Court, I think this is our only legal way of supporting it, filing a petition in intervention. So yun ang legal way. Kung pupunta kami sa kalye, sisigaw kami, punta kami sa media, we can only do so much. This government is really bent on pinning down Vice President Duterte just to block his way, his path to 2028 presidential election. Thank you very much.
Good morning, ma'am. So in addition to what Attorney Senti said, we have this what we call expanded power of judicial review, no, under the Constitution, wherein, again, we respect that it is the power of the lower house to initiate the proceedings. But in one of the cases decided by the Supreme Court, this is not actually purely political process, meaning to say they are not placed beyond judicial review. And if there are allegations and clear grave abuses of discretion, then the Supreme Court will interfere under the judicial review power. Thank you.
And Also, ma'am, no, one last thing. So I think it is often said that if the Supreme Court intervenes or nullifies any proceedings of any agencies or instrumentalities of the government, they are being accused as exercising judicial tyranny. But this is not the case. We believe that the main petition and the motion with attached petition to intervene is, the allegations there are very sufficient. We have clearly stated the grounds why there are the House of Representatives exercised gravely their power to initiate impeachment. But it is a point that we have to make na these acts are obvious. That's why we came to file this petition to ask the Supreme Court to determine whether or not there has been grave abuse of discretion amounting to lack or excess of jurisdiction on the part of the House of Representatives. Kasi pagpapabayaan natin yan, it would be an exercise of legislative authoritarianism. Thank you po.
Thank you po, pero last na lang po talaga. Sir, meron po ba kayo, may bago po ba kayong ebidensya o legal na basihan kumpara doon sa naunang final na petition nila Atty. Ocasio at Atty. Godinez?
I think yung main petition has already meron na siyang attached evidence. Complete na po yun. And our motion to intervene with attached petition, we only supplant and provide constitutional analysis. No more, walang additional evidence, no additional arguments, but merely support of the main petition with introduction of constitutional and legal analysis po.
Thank you po.
Welcome po.
Yes, sir.
Good morning po. Isaiah from Abante. My question regarding sa statement po ng House of Representatives yesterday. According to Makabayan Black, sumusobra na daw ang Korte Suprema sa pakingialam sa impeachment ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Ang word nila kahapon is an overstepping na raw sa paghihiwalay ng judiciary, legislative, and executive.
Good morning, brother, no? Well, okay. So, unang-una sa lahat, we have to clarify first that the honorable members of the House, they are really entitled to the right to free speech. They can criticize the Supreme Court, but make sure that the criticisms are substantial. They are not out of the main topic, which is the impeachment proceedings. And if we guarantee them the right to free speech and expression, part and parcel of it is to criticize the rulings of the Supreme Court. They also have to consider our fundamental right to go to the Supreme Court and ask for relief. So in that sense, because we are here in a republican and democratic government governed under the regime of a constitutional democratic society. So they can say anything and we can also do anything. But we should always make sure that these acts, speeches are within the bounds of law. So we respect their opinion, we respect their speeches, but at the end of the day, it is the Supreme Court, the Honorable Supreme Court, which has the last say.
Thank you very much. You have to admit that the Supreme Court is this last bastion of justice. Kami, mga intervenors, nakikita namin there is violation in process. There is kung sila yung magsasabing nag-overstep yung Supreme Court, tingnan nila yung sarili nila. I mean, referring to the lower house. Mayroon tayong Senado to stand as impeachment court, but they are doing the function already of the Senate in the guise of hearings. You see, sabihin nila, bakit hindi umattend si Vice President Duterte sa hearing nila? Paano, even if the Vice President will attend, she cannot confront the complainants. In the Senate, she can do that. And then the Senate has the power to issue subpoenas. Pero sa kanila, the guise of having this mini trial, ginagamit nila yung power na, which is in fact an abuse of authority, abuse of discretion, na mag-issue sila ng subpoenas sa mga agencies, both private and public. It is out of bounds. They are overstepping the function of the Senate. I think, paano kami? Wala kami mapupuntahan. Wala nang ibang bastion of justice kundi ang Supreme Court. Kaya we are urging the Supreme Court to take action on this within the context of justice. Thank you very much.
Dagdag ko lang, no? Kung ating natatandaan, nakailang bisis na tayo nagkaroon ng impeachment. Una si Era Estrada, year 2001, kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Si Chief Justice Davidi. Then the recent one was Chief Justice Corona. Nakita natin na yung pagiging bantayog ng Korte Suprema pagdating sa usapan na yan. Yung sinasabi nila na parang lumalapas tangan o lumalampas doon sa kanyang mandato ang Korte Suprema pagdating sa impeachment, hindi naman siguro tama yon. Tama nga na mayroon silang sari-sariling kapangyarihan. Tulad ng sinabi ni Dr. Adaman, ang lower chamber, ang kanyang trabaho ay para i-examine kung mayroon ba itong mga basihan, kung sapat ba itong mga ebidensya, para iakyat sa plenaryo ng sa ganun pagbutuhan at kung makakuha ng boto, iakyat na sa Senado. Nang sa ganon, ang Senado bilang impeachment court, sila yung tunay na magdi-decide. Nakita natin itong mga nakaraang taon. Yung unang impeachment, hindi ba in-archive yan ng Senado? At kinalaunan, nagdesisyon ng Korte Suprema na ito ay unconstitutional. At sa tingin namin, sa One Bangsa, ang aming mga kasamahan, bilang kasama doon sa nag-intervene, ay hindi ito nagkakalayo doon sa naunang final na impeachment. Pangalawa, kung ating titingnan, nakikita natin yung double standard nitong House of Representatives. Bakit hindi ina-apply sa impeachment ni BBM itong ginagawa ngayon kay Bibi Sara Duterte? Kaya nga kami tumatayo ngayon, sinusuportahan yung final na petisyon ni Atty. Torion at kanyang mga kasamahan, lalo na yung ipinail ni Vice President, dahil naniniwala kami na mayroong nangyayaring grave abuses diyan sa House of Representatives. Kaya marapat lamang ang taong bayan kasama doon ng mga Muslim at Bangsamoro na manindigan sa issue na ito. Dahil hindi ito simpleng issue. Ngayon, nagkakagulo tayo. Kami sa BARM, nagkakagulo kami dyan. Kung nakikita nyo, hindi lang politika yung nagkakagulo dyan. Malapit na yung aming eleksyon, September 14. Pero hindi pa namin alam kung matutuloy yung eleksyon dahil may mga maaring bumalakid dahil may mga petisyon dyan sa Korte Suprema. Aside doon sa pagiging magulo ng BARM ngayon, sa politika, magulo rin kami sa sitwasyon, sa seguridad. Dahil kung ating natatandaan itong mga nakaraang buwan, mga nakaraang araw, ay maraming nangyayaring patayan at ambusan dyan sa BARM. Yung issue ngayon sa Middle East, napakalaking ano yan? Napakalaking issue na dapat pagtulungan ng 3 branches of the government. Eh bakit inaatupag itong impeachment? Na kung saan, alam naman natin, may pinagdaanan na ito dahil na-archive na ito at nagdesisyon ng Korte Suprema, sinasabi natin, hindi nagkakalayo. Itong kasalukuyang impeachment at itong nakaraan, isa halip dapat siguro pagtunan natin ng pansin yung nangyayari sa ating bayan ngayon. Lalong-lalo na yung crisis sa Middle East na kung saan hindi natin alam kung ano yung magiging kapalaran ng ating taong bayan, lalo na yung mga OFW na naroroon. Maraming salamat po.
Reaction ako regarding din sa sinabi ni Representative Persis Daniel. Sabi niya, ang Vice Presidente yung gipit sa Supreme Court kumakapit. And an additional question na rin, are we expecting ba na mag-issue ng TRO ang Supreme Court anytime by now mapatigil na yung impeachment proceedings?
Yung sa statement po, sir, no? Ano yun? Sa gipit kumakapit?
Ang Vice Presidente yung gipit sa Supreme Court kumakapit. So sinabihan niya si VP na gipit na raw.
Actually, sir, no, if I may restate it correctly, without any malicious taint doon sa statement, it should be kapag gipit sa Supreme kumakapit dahil ang Constitution mismo nagsasabi na if you want to seek remedy, if you allege grave abuse of discretion amounting to lack or excess of jurisdiction on the part of any branch or instrumentality of the government, you seek remedy by filing a formal pleading. Kasi from there, kini-kickstart natin, initiate natin yung power, the sole power of the Supreme Court to exercise the expanded power of judicial review, which is stated under Article 8, Section 1 of the 1987 Constitution. So,
Are you expecting, sir, na mag-issue ng TRO ang Supreme Court?
we can only hope for the best. We pray that the Honorable Supreme Court will heed to our prayers and decide consciously, given the urgent necessity to resolve this issue, na mag-issue ng temporary restraining order to halt the ongoing proceedings which we allege to be exercise of abuse of power ng House of Representatives po.
Lesson ako from my end yes, last night we reported that William Larry and also in Abad that there is parang umuugong na kudita sa Kamara para mapatalsik si House Speaker Pujuli for the purpose of to protect the VP Sara against the impeachment. Anong reaction po natin dito? Pabor ba tayo na mapalitan ng Speaker ng Kamara?
Basically, we cannot speak for the House of Representatives. It is their decision to do that. They can change the speaker anytime by majority vote. But if the reason is that they do it so that VP Sara will be protected, we have not heard of that. And that's not also our agenda. Our only agenda is to protect VP Sara, to protect the Constitution, to protect the more than 30 million who voted for her to become the Vice President, and to protect the 120 more or less Filipino people that she's going to serve in 2028 after becoming the next President of the Philippines.
Also, sir, no, just like what my brother said, it is not our agenda to meddle in the affairs of the legislative branch of the government. Just as we respect and we should know the deliberative processes sa judiciary, we should also respect the legislative processes ng House. So if they do it within the bounds of their rules or internal rules, if they want to oust the present speaker, basta hindi siya magkwan, it is not going outside the bounds of the law, so we'll let them be. Thank you po.
Thank you. So before I proceed to the next question coming from the Zoom, I'd like to add and clarify also as regards the question, ma'am, kanina, if there may bago ba? May ebidensya ba? Not present? Yes, ma'am, meron. So the subpoenas issued by the House of Justice Committee were attached in the petition in intervention. So those were not present in the petitions for certiorari filed by Attorney Torion. So of course the Supreme Court also can analyze whether or not those subpoenas are facially overbroad or constitutionally infirm. So that's it po. Thank you. So there's a question addressed to Sir Ronald Adamat from Media TV5, Marian Enriquez. She asked, when did COA clear OVP's 125 million confidential funds in 2022? And may we request po for the decision or the document? Hindi po ba may notice of disallowance? Thank you.
I don't have the data now, but they can check with the Commission on Audit as to the status of the confidential funds of BP Sara as they cleared it. So they can check it there. Mahirap magbigay ako ng baka mali pa yung records ko. So doon nila i-clear. Doon nila i-check sa Commission on Audit mismo. That is my suggestion.
Sir, okay lang po ba? Medyo, may mas malakas ba na mic? Hindi po yata narinig.
Hindi ba malakas?
Oo.
Okay. What I'm saying is that if they ask us if we have the document showing that COA has cleared the 125 confidential funds of the Vice President, my suggestion is that they have to check it with COA itself. Kasi COA has the authority and the only authorized agencies of government to show whether or not it's already cleared. But as far as public knowledge is concerned, it's all over the media. The 125 million is already cleared.
Thank you, sir. Are there any more questions? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Good morning po. I'm Gio Ong, reporter po of newspaper The Philippine Star. Attorney Maher mentioned earlier that you are hoping that a TRO will be issued to present this impeachment proceedings. Pero noong April 18 po, when you filed your petitions, the Supreme Court already ordered the House to comment on the petitions by Attorney Torion and the Vice President. And the House of Representatives already interpreted it as tuloy po yung impeachment proceedings Tuesday, April 14, and the other dates this month. So, with your petitions and considering that order from the Supreme Court, which is also interpreted as walang TRO muna, ano po magiging epekto po ng inyong petitions dun po sa ganitong sitwasyon? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hello, thank you, sir. No? Actually, wala naman talaga siyang epekto, sir. Direct effect, no? Because, again, kaya nga tayo nagsisik ng remedy and relief sa Supreme Court because we respect their wisdom to issue or to act sa ating petition. But if they said na they will allow the House to comment on the main petition, so we'll let them be. So, pwede naman kasi anytime soon, baka pwedeng magkaroon ng milagro, no? Pwede mag-issue ng TRO, much better. Pero kung wala, then we can only hope and pray po. So, wala talaga siyang direct effect, but we are hoping and praying that the TRO will come soon or will be issued anytime soon. Baka mamaya, sana. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any further questions? Sir, any final words before we end this conference?
Yes, I was once a member of Congress And I think if I may appeal to the House of Representatives, especially the House Committee on Justice, na kung po pwede, bilisan na lang nila yung hearing at kung mayroon silang sinabi nila may sufficiency in form and substance, iakyat nila sa plenary. Then the plenary now can decide, can vote, and if the majority or at least 1/3 of the members of the House will vote in favor of the impeachment, then they can elevate it to the Senate. Para doon ang laban. Mabigyan natin si Vice President Duterte ng tinatawag na under Article 3, Section 1 of the Constitution on Bill of Rights, that no person shall be denied equal protection of law. In this case, yung treatment nila sa impeachment case filed against President Marcos Jr., iba sa treatment nila sa impeachment case filed against Sara Duterte. Minadali nila masyado yung kay President Marcos as against dito kay BP Sara. Sila pa mismo ang nag-aid at nag-saside by issuing subpoenas para ma-improve yung kanilang mga evidence. Bakit nila kampihan? Please. Where is justice there? Bakit kakampihan mo yung complainant na alam mo naman kulang yung ultimate facts ng case nila? So iakyat na ninyo. Yun lang yung appeal namin. Kaya kami, nakikita namin itong abuse of process and discretion which is unconstitutional. Kaya umakyat kami sa Supreme Court para nag-file ng petition in intervention para ang Supreme Court, again, hopefully, na magkaroon siya ng issuance ng TRO at kung wala man, at ngayon, based doon sa question kanina, ibinaba yung kaso sa lower house for comment. We have to respect that. But we know the members and the justices of the Supreme Court as the last bastion of justice are meaningful, well-meaning people. Well-meaning people. They don't deform this country, but reform it for the betterment of the people. Thank you very much.
All right.
Once again, Muslim Alliance po, kung kinakailangan, pupunta kami kahit anong sangay ng gobyerno, pupunta namin para ipanawagan po ang no to impeachment kay BP Sara. In fact, baka next week, mayroon kaming programa na sa Supreme Court po, pupunta kami roon at saka yung mga officers namin, membro, para po panawagan sa Supreme Court yung sinabi ko kanina na i-affirm yung decision po nila noon. Again, yung Muslim Alliance nasa likod po ni BP Sara kahit anong oras, kahit saan po, kahit sa dulo ay talagang ipaglalaban namin. Assalamualaikum.
Final words din po, no? So, again, we just like to reinstate what I failed to mention kanina. So, yung motion namin, attached petition to intervene, meron siyang additional attachment, which are the subpoenas. Because the subpoenas came after the filing of the main petition. So, kaya yung sa petition namin, merong subpoenas which were issued by the House, no, on March 25. So, again, we came here as brothers in arms and also citizens of the Republic. So we are hoping as citizens, taxpayers, officers of the court, we are hoping that any and all processes deliberations, acts of the government should always be aligned and confined within the constitutional premises. So any and all acts that are alleged to have been committed, to have been gravely abused, these are subject to judicial review. Hindi naman kami pwede mag-take action on our own, pick up arms, and promote or advocate for rebellion. Hindi po tama yon. So that is why we are solemn enough. And kung mapansin nyo rin naman, we are being professionals. We are being humans by being calm, by asking the Supreme Court through, kasi we need to follow the legal and appropriate procedures. And we couldn't think of any other remedy but the Supreme Court, which is the last and final resort. So, ganon, we always have to be reminded, no, na being a constitutionally governed individuals of the republic, we are government of laws and not of men. So yan lang lagi nating tatandaan po, na pag sinabi nating meron tayong laging 1987 Constitution, hindi naman yan pwede i-set aside during political upheavals or during political excitements, kasi yan po yung maggagabay ng ating actions, especially sa mga top officers of the government. So we only plead and humbly beg for application of constitutional fairness and due process to be accorded not only to our beloved Vice President Inday Sara Duterte, but also to each and every individual who are or who is being subjected to any abuses of the government. Thank you po.